Welcome to the More Than Just Mowing podcast. I'm your host, Joel Cleaver, and this is the official podcast of Jim's Mowing. If you didn't know it, it's the world's largest gardening franchise with more than 2,000 franchisees in Australia, New Zealand and Canada. And on the podcast show, we interview franchisees, our franchisors who run the regions and manage the franchisees, and also Jim himself. So there's a lot of broad range of content, and we do encourage you, if you are researching more about Jim's Mowing, about what we do, go through those episodes. It will give you a great sense of who we are. So without further delay, here's today's episode. So Ben, thank you for joining us today in the Jim's group and the Jim's Mowing podcast. And first of all, you're one of our winners of the Core Voucher Silver membership, which is really useful. I think it's worth like $600 or something like that. So you get that for free. We're going to send it to you after the interview. And thanks for joining us. And the reason why you're winning is because you got a fantastic star rating. You got perfect 5-star rating at 111 reviews since joining us. So maybe you want to talk a bit about how you got started with Jim's Mowing in the first place and what were you doing prior?
I was plumbing prior to this and not quite make it to the apprenticeship, but I thought, bugger it, and I'll go with myself. Didn't want to do plumbing, so just jumped on Trade Me and started scrolling and think, I don't want to do that. Mowing, that looks all right. And then enjoyed mowing my own lawn and taking care of my own property. And 2.5 years later, here we are.
So it was just that you liked doing gardening and mowing at your house and you thought, Jim's Mowing's for me then, or how did you find out about it, or what research did you do?
So I was on Trade Me and looking at the jobs and stuff, and then I did some research into Jim's Mowing and went out with a couple of the guys and thought, this is all right. I could do this for a while, and I didn't hate it. I like the smell of grass, and now I can't smell any grass. Now I can't smell anything. Don't get the smell of fresh cut grass anymore.
Yeah, it's just lost in you now.
Yeah, it's all part of it. But I enjoyed it when I went out with some of the guys, and here we are.
And I was going to say though, did you do the training over in New Zealand, or did you come to Australia for your training?
No, I did it in New Zealand and Auckland.
How was your training experience?
It was good. Yeah, it was 3 days. Went to Auckland. It's reasonably informative. Yeah, it was good.
I think it was more business training, or you're on the tools, or what was maybe just give a bit of an overview about what you did.
It was all business training. Going back 2.5 years now, I can't remember much of it. But the on-the-job training was just learning about weed eaters and customer satisfaction and how to take care of the customers and make sure you get 5-star reviews. And
well, you've obviously listened because you got 111 5-star reviews and you perfect star rating, which is fantastic. So maybe what do you do differerently maybe in your business that maybe other independents or something aren't doing in terms of getting those so many good reviews?
That's a good question. We're just being ourselves, supplying them with excellent service and dealing to any potential complaints that we might have promptly and efficiently. Yeah, we just go out and mow the lawn and we make sure we do a good job every time.
Well, what's excellent service to you then? Maybe just tell people, because you know obviously what customer service is to you, but is it like, you send a message before you arrive, or you send a picture after the job, or what are you doing maybe that you might think is common sense for you, but might not be for other people? So what are you doing differently?
Well, we send the text every night, usually every night beforehand, and we arrive on the day, weather provided, and we do the job immaculately with mulch mowing. So try and make the mulch mowing look like catch mowing, and then they either get the invoice after the job is done throughout the day, or when I go home from work, to make sure we get the invoice efficiently. So
in your business, are you doing more than just mowing? What are all the services you do?
Well, we primarily mulch mow lawns, do a bit of hedge trimming, fence building's always fun, house washing. Not so much gardening, but if it's a really good customer, we'll go and help them out. Lawn spraying with the correct PPE gear, and I suppose correct PPE gear is another good one for service. They know we're always taking care of ourselves. But yeah, we offer pretty much anything they can think of outdoors, we do.
And how many jobs roughly a day do you do, Ben?
We do between 17 and 20 a day, but there's 2 of us.
Oh, so you've got to work with, you've got a team?
Yeah, we got a team. Yeah, I don't think I could do it without a team.
That's fantastic. So how long have you had your team for, and how do you work with your team?
I've been with the team about 8 months, and we work together primarily 100% of the time. Sometimes you're on our own, but not very often. Yeah. That's
a lot of jobs you get through in a day. So is it just because you're so efficient you can get through so many, or how do you get through so many in a day?
Well, we start 8, finish at 5 like a normal day, but we work together efficiently. Best way to describe it.
Now, is it one person on the mower and one just doing the edges, or do you mix it up, or how do you do it?
there's no time wasted. One of us is on the weed eater and one of us is on the mower, and once one of us is done with whatever tool we're on, the other one jumps either on another mower or on the blower, or has the ute start. If there's not much time left of the job, have the ute started, backed out, ready to go, so you're straight into the next job.
Are you happy with the business compared to what you're doing prior before Jim's Mowing?
Yeah, definitely. A lot of it comes down to working for yourself, but also getting to pick who your staff members are and getting to pick who your customers are. It's really just more of a social aspect that keeps me going at work, I suppose.
That's a great point, what you said then about picking your customers and picking your workers. So is that something where over your time you've been able to mold that into a more enjoyable experience for yourself with the customer side of it and with, as you said, with the worker side of it?
Yeah. It's not to say who I wasn't working with before wasn't good, but I just prefer what I'm doing now with picking my customers and picking the type of work we do and picking who I work with. It's just better as opposed to what I was doing before that.
Absolutely.
To be told what job and where to go and what that. Primarily, we try and make decisions together as a team.
That's awesome. And with your work leads and all that sort of stuff, you happy with the leads you received from the office?
Yeah. We just had May, which is last month, and that was up 150% on last May. So we received a total of 30 leads in all of May, which the year before that was like 7 or something. The leads are coming in.
That's great. And how big's your business? Like, how many regulars do you currently have?
We service 125 a fortnight, so
it's a lot.
That's regularly. So I suppose if you say 20 a day, that's supposed to equal 160. But we fill it with, we do 20 on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then that's 60, and fill the rest on the Thursday and Friday, mixed with other jobs that would equivalent to the 20 a day, being fences or weed eating or weed spraying or hedges or stuff like that.
You're very busy. You're going flat out to get through all that sort of stuff. And I was going to say, what's your typical day sort of look like? What time do you start and you finish, and how do you sort of operate your day?
We start at 8 most days. In summertime, it's a bit different. And with summertime, we start a little bit earlier. But in wintertime, it's all right if we get rained off. We could do with a day off every now and then. But so in wintertime, we start a little bit later and finish a little bit earlier and take a bit longer lunch. But in summertime, it's nonstop.
And physically, how's your body going with everything? Because you're going very hard. So how's your body going?
In wintertime, it's great. In summertime, that's definitely need 2 people. You can't do it without 2 people. Some people do 120 lawns a day easy, but our 20 lawns aren't small that we're doing a day. So 2 people is essential for the size we do.
Imagine. And how's your support been from your franchisor? I think Gary's your franchise, always been around for a long time. Gary, so how's your support been from Gary and from the other guys in your region?
Good. No, Gary's there. Gary's with me whenever I need him, and the other guys, I don't particularly need their support much, being 2.5 years in, but I'm happy to support from you guys that are coming in whenever they need it.
Absolutely. Now, what sort of equipment do you like using in your business? Let us know about, is there any brands or anything in particular that you buy, or maybe just everyone likes learning what the mowing guys, the professionals use. So what do you use in your business?
Yeah, we'd probably like to plug Cub Cadet.
Cub Cadet.
Cub Cadet.
Yeah.
The Husqvarna push mowers are pretty good, but primarily Cub Cadet Ride-On and the Husqvarna weed eaters, essentially, and the Makita battery blowers.
Okay, the Makita blowers, yeah. I've got a big battery range which is coming out. We saw a bit of it at, so you like the Makita blower, that's cool.
Blower, electric ones, yeah. They just, in my opinion, they outdo the Makita blower in particular outdoes the battery blowers. We've had 3 petrol blowers and they're just nothing on the battery blowers.
Oh, for sure. Now, I was going to say, what's the big misconception you think from customers regarding Jim's Mowing in general? Is it the services, or what's some misconceptions that maybe customers have if they haven't used Jim's Mowing before about the service?
The price of us compared to the independent guys, you really get what you pay for. Like, we're in business 2.5 years, and some of these guys unfortunately, some of these guys don't even make it out of a year. Yet the service and quality, the reliability of some of these other guys that don't turn up, we're there all the time when we say we're going to be there. And if we're not going to be there, we'll make sure we let the customers know.
It's a great point. And I think sometimes, unfortunately, customers have to go through that where they try and go for the cheapest person and they don't rock up, or they disappear after a couple of mows or whatever it is. And then they come to us, which is what you probably would have experienced.
Yes, quite a bit. Yeah. I don't like that they get the customers leak it down originally, but I kind of like it when they text me a month later and say, "Can you come on my lawn now, please?" Yeah.
I have to learn the hard way. With other people maybe looking at doing what you're doing, what advice would you have for them, or what would have helped you reckon, when you were starting out?
Give it 110%. You just got to do it. If you don't want to do it, You just got to do it.
And financially, you're happy with what you're doing in your business?
Yeah, we're very happy, busy, happy, making money, giving customer satisfaction all the time. That's what we aim to do.
We haven't got one bad review. You got 111 5-star ratings, which is fantastic. So you haven't got one bad review at all. So that's an amazing achievement.
It's good to hear. That's what we strive to get. Yeah.
Absolutely. And what's the plan for your business? Do you want to grow even more, or what do you want to do over the next couple of years to your business?
Eventually, we would like to grow a little bit more. At the moment, we're pretty happy with just the two of us working together. If we were to expand bigger, we'd probably like to have everything prepared to expand bigger instead of just having it on the back foot.
And what's the typical grass variety in your area where you mow?
Kaikui and buffalo grass. The best two grasses, nothing too flash.
Now, I heard the Kaikui is a bit more if it has, because I went over there to do some filming with the guys and they were saying it can be a bit hard sometimes on the mower. Have you found that to be the case, or is there any? Yeah,
but we try and make an effort of keeping the Kaikui low majority of the year round. Yeah, we find even though in wintertime you cut a little bit higher, but just on the verge of between brown and keeping it still looking green. Because in spring and summer, you just got to keep it down. Otherwise, you'll be up to your knees. Last summer, we on 2 week notice, 2 week scheduled summer was up to our shins, just below the knees.
Really?
And that's only 2 weeks with Kaikui.
Really?
Yeah.
So what's the regular interval for you guys generally with customers with grass? What should they be doing?
Primarily fortnightly. In wintertime, we're pretty flexible to the 3 weekly mark. But in spring and summer, 2 weeks, or some of them even should be 1 week, especially the ones that are up to your shins after 2 weeks growth.
I think doing this in winter is a good thing to remind everyone to book a Jim's Mowing guy for a regular service now in winter, because if they try and go to spring and book, it's going to be very, very tough.
Yes, yeah. And wintertime, we're pretty open to taking on jobs. And last spring and summer, hate to say it, but we were turning down work. And we even had to get rid of a couple of customers because the workload was just too much.
Yeah, so the tip for customers is if you want to book a Jim's Mowing franchise anywhere in Australia or New Zealand is to probably book a regular guy during winter, so you're not going to miss out when it comes to spring.
Yeah, 100%. Come and find us.
Absolutely. Now, Ben, what do you like to do in your free time? What does your business allow you to do, or what do you choose to do? Is it just work, or what do you get up to?
Spring and summer, unfortunately, it's work. But winter time gives a good opportunity to hang out with my mates and my wife and go to the gym, go to the pub.
Go to the pub. How old are you, Ben?
27.
Oh, you're only pretty young, so that's good.
Yeah, lucky me.
Yeah, that's good. But mate, on behalf of the Jim's Group and Jim's Mowing, I want to thank you for doing great customer service and joining us today for the interview. We're going to get this across to you, and it's 2 free nights at any of your core hotel. You and your missus can go wherever, have a nice weekend away on the Jim's Group. It's worth around $600 the silver membership. So big thanks to Accor and big thanks to yourself for joining us today.
Cool. Thank you, Joel. Cheers, mate.
Thanks, Ben. No worries, mate. I'll get this over to you. Thank you for listening to the episode of the More Than Just Mowing podcast by Jim's Mowing. If you do need help with your local gardening expert, please give us a call on 131 546 for Australia, 0800 454 654 for New Zealand, or head to jimsmowing.com.au or jimsmowing.co.nz. If you liked what you heard, please make sure you leave us a review as well, wherever you consume your podcast. We appreciate your support. And until next episode, we hope you have a great week.